External Factor Analysis by Rolando Silverio. Looking at this spreadsheet, you can see where the team makes Google Form responses based on ranking factors and weight by using a multiple evaluation concepts. To further explain this chart, there are some bases that will be needed to be covered, like the EFE matrix and the concept of weighing. The first factor being tech, with a rating of 1 and a weight of 2.0 and a final score of 2. Tariffs, with a rating of 2 and a weight of 0.1 and a final score of 0.2. Distribution method, with a rating of 2 and a weight of 0.05 with a final score of 0.1. Generational play as a factor has a rating of 4 with a weight of 0.115 and a final score of 0.6. Intellectual property as a factor has a rating of 4 with a weight of 0.15 and a final score of 0.6. Social media as a factor has a rating of 3 with a weight of 0.05 and a final score of 0.15. The cost of materials as a factor entirely has a rating of 2 and a weight of 0.05 and a final score totaling to 0.1. Video games with a rating of 1 and a weight of 0.10 and a final score of 0.10. A strong portfolio with a rating of 4 and a weight of 0.10 and a final score of 0.4. Lastly, status with a rating of 4 and a weight of 0.05 and a final score of 2, making the total weighted score of 2.65. So you might ask, what do the ratings and the weight mean? So to explain that, I'm going to have to start off with the external factor evaluation, the EFE matrix, which is a strategy tool used to examine a company's external environment to identify the available opportunities and threats. When using the EFE matrix, we identify the key external opportunities and threats that are affecting or might affect a company. Where do we get these factors from? By simply analyzing the external environment with tools like the PEST analysis portfolio forces or competitive profile matrix. The rating in the EFE refers to how effectively a company's current strategy responds to the opportunities and threats on a scale of 4 to 1, with 4 being a superior response, 3 being equivalent to an above average response, 2 being average, and 1 as a score being poor. Now for this chart to make any sense, I'm going to have to explain the concept of weighing. So weights, each key factor should be assigned a weight ranging from 0.0 low importance to 0.1 high importance. The number indicates how important the factor is if a company wants to succeed in an industry. If there is no weight assigned, all factors will be equally important, which is impossible in a real-world scenario. The sum of all weights must be equal to one separate factor, should not be given too much emphasis assigning a weight of 0.3 or more, because the success of an industry is really determined by one or few factors. Weights have the same meaning of both matrices. In the first example, the most significant factors are tech, generational play, rating, and intellectual property. The meaning of ratings is different in each matrix, so we'll explain them separately. The EFE matrix, the rating of the internal matrix, refers to how effective a company's current strategy responds to the opportunities and threats. The number ranges from 1 to 4, where 4 means a superior response, 3 an above average response, 2 average response, and 1 being a poor response. Rating, as well as weights, are assigned subjectively to each factor. In our example, we can see that our company responses to opportunities is rather great because we only have 2 opportunities that received a rating of 1, while more than half have received a rating above 3. Moving to the weighted scores. The scores is a result of the weight multiply the weight of scores. The scores is a result of weight multiplied by rating. Each key factor must receive a score. A total weight score is simply the sum of all individual weighted scores. The firm can receive the same total score from 1 to 4 in both matrices. The total score of 2.5 is an average score. In an external evaluation, a low total score indicates that the company's strategies aren't well designed to meet the opportunities and defend against threats. In internal evaluation, a low score indicates that a company is weak against its competitors. In our example, the company has received a total score of 2.65, which indicates that the company's strategies are effective in exploiting opportunities or defending against threats. After discussing the concepts after the weight, just to cover a little bit of the analysis. Intellectual property laws. Regulations are designed to protect the company's patents and valuable ideas. The inability to protect property rights can result in losing competitive advantage, which may weaken the positioning of Hasbro Inc. against other market players. With a strong portfolio, Hasbro organizes the market-owned, controlled, and licensed intellectual properties with brand architecture under the following brand portfolio. 1 being franchise brands, 2 being partner brands, 3 Hasbro Gaming, 4 emerging brands. Franchise brands are Hasbro's most significant owned or controlled properties that have the ability to deliver significant revenue and growth over a long term. As reported, net revenues from French brands grew from 10% in 2017 and 2% in 2016. And in 2016, 17, and 15, franchise brands were 49, 46, and 50% of total net revenues, respectively. Partner brands includes these licensed brands from which Hasbro develops toys and products for partners like Marvel, Spider-Man, Avengers, Star Wars, Disney Princesses, Blade, DreamWorks, Trolls, and Sesame Street. Generation of play, where games and toys are being designed to entertain the whole family from ages 6 to 60. Children are engaging with adults through games can help stimulate higher levels of thinking and develop problem solving. These are major factors that received a high rating on our chart and we value as a high importance with the industry and where it's going and developing. Thank you for listening. Hope you have a good day.